Hi everyone, welcome to the first episode of Gal versus Pal. Today in celebration of Valentine's Day, I have my fiancé Ben here with us, and we're gonna do a special guy versus girl review of Grown Alchemist.
Hello everyone, hello all you Key To Radiance fans. I'm excited to be here.
I'm pretty excited too. We've never done this before. So Grown Alchemist is an Australian brand. It's from Victoria, Australia, and their whole philosophy behind their line is organic, all-natural skincare.
I'm all about organic.
Today we're going to talk about 3 of the Grown Alchemist products. The first one is the Grown Alchemist Age Repair Moisturizer with white tea and phytopeptides. Okay, Ben, go ahead. Talk about it.
So I've used this moisturizer for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and as kind of the second to last stage of my skincare routine. Elaine has me on a 7-step skincare routine. So I use this before applying sunscreen. And what I like about it is that it has a kind of quite a nice matte finish. It's not too oily. It has a nice scent to it, like kind of plants, very natural, which I quite like. It is quite thick, so some of you might not like spreading it, but I actually find it okay to spread on. The only downside I do see of it is that, you know, it does, although it's matte when you first apply it, it doesn't necessarily control oil that well for me over a whole day. But in general, I quite like it and I've enjoyed using it.
Cool. Thanks, honey. So Grown Alchemist Age Repair Moisturizer. So like Ben mentioned, it has a really nice plant smelling scent, and I really like it because I like those herbal kind of, very herbaceous kind of scents from my skincare products. So it spreads really smoothly, but it's really thick, and I think it's because it contains sweet almond oil and all sorts of very helpful vegetable derived oils.
I think the nice scent probably comes from the white tea, amongst other things.
Right, definitely the white tea, and the rosehip oil and stuff like that. So what I like about this moisturizer is that it is great in winter because, as Ben has mentioned, I agree, it's very thick and it does spread on. It feels like you have a tangible layer of something over your skin, which works for my dry patches. But even though I have kind of like on the drier side of skins, I don't really like this moisturizer as much because I find it too thick, and I'm not sure if it has been absorb properly into my skin, because a lot of my other moisturizers tend to sort of feel like it's not dissolved, but like, kind of absorbed by my skin. But this Grown Alchemist moisturizer doesn't really feel like that. So in some ways it feels more like a sleeping pack, which is interesting. But it does keep you very moisturized.
Mm-hmm. I would recommend this moisturizer. I think the smell I do like. It feels nice to put on. As Elaine said, it might be something good for winter when you want like a pretty thick moisturizer on your face. So I'd recommend it, but the only thing I would say is if you have quite oily skin, you might want something that maybe could help you to avoid that build-up over the day a little better than this one. But other than that, for kind of the locking in the moisture and for the smell and the kind of pretty nice way it applies, I would recommend it for that.
So I would personally not recommend it to be used as a moisturizer, just because I do feel that it's super thick and I already have parched skin and it still feels super thick on me. So maybe this doesn't jive really well with me for some reason. However, I think this would be great as a sleeping pack of sorts. So yeah. Next, we're going to talk about the Grown Alchemist Antioxidant Plus 3 Complex. which is this.
That's a mouthful.
I know, I was struggling.
Or you can call it, I guess, an age. Oh, that's the age repair moisturizer.
Yeah, no.
This is a detox. Never mind.
Detox. Oh.
So I've used this about 5 or 6 times, maybe over the last couple of weeks. So not too heavy use, but from those uses, and I have used it sometimes as a replacement for a toner during my skin routine, and sometimes if I've washed my face before sleep as kind of a light moisturizer as well. And so what I found is that, again, like the other Grown Alchemist product, has a nice scent to it, very natural smelling. What I also like about it is that, you know, when you apply it, it kind of quite quickly turns into more of a like slightly matte or sticky feeling when you're applying it, which is more like it's drying, which I prefer to like a quite liquidy or you know, very
more juicy kind of thing.
Yeah, because then it feels like you left. I don't have the feeling of being left with kind of like a layer of something on my face, but this one I think absorbs better. So yeah, I found it quite useful either just before bed or as a replacement for a toner.
So I kind of really like this detox serum because it has vitamin B3, it has aloe vera, it has a bunch of cool things that my skin already likes. Like Ben said, I agree, it does dry really fast. It feels as if it's immediately absorbed by your skin, and it can leave kind of like a matte, almost slightly dry, semi-sticky kind of feeling behind. But I don't find that too much of a problem, although I do prefer if it still is kind of moisturizing and feels kind of wet, you know, on your skin after you apply and it's sort of absorbed.
So I guess we think differently about that.
Yeah, it's like the same attribute, but we kind of have different reasons whether we like or dislike it. But what I do is I quickly follow up with my next step, which is yet another booster, which I call it a booster anyway. I use the Mahalo Vitality Elixir that, you know, can help me set my path in for my moisturizer and my facial oils. So this detox serum actually doesn't have much of a scent. It's very light and it doesn't sting at all. It just kind of goes on almost like an invisible layer, which is something that I do appreciate of this. Yeah.
So you can probably tell I'm a bit of a fan of Grown Alchemist. So I would also give this one a pretty good review and would recommend it. The other thing that we haven't mentioned is I think the application, the squirt out of the bottle, is quite nice, and it's a nice size bottle to use. So those things are other pluses. And I would say that if you're looking for something it's kind of a step or two before a moisturizer, it's a pretty good candidate.
So I just really like the feel of how it goes on your skin. For instance, I don't know if you can see this. It feels like dew, and then you just sort of, oops, got it on my floor. Sort of like rub it in, and it quickly gets absorbed really quickly. I don't know if you can see this. It just dries really fast. So I like how quickly it's absorbed, just that, you know, I have to sort of follow up with my next step pretty fast because I like to keep my skin sort of moist the whole time.
I can see that.
Yeah, but I'll definitely recommend it because I don't see a problem with just, you know, going to the next step without, you know, having to wait and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So next we have the Grown Alchemist Age Repair Gel Mask with pomegranate extract and peptide complex.
Our third and final Grown Alchemist product. Are we saving the best for last? Find out now.
So this is meant to be used as a sleeping pack. Instructions say apply generous amount to clean facial skin.
Is it supposed to be used as a sleeping pack?
Oh yeah, sorry, no. My bad. It's supposed to be used as a mask for 10 to 15 minutes and then you rinse it off. But what I found was that this is kind of amazing as a sleeping pack. I tried it the first overnight time that I used this for. I woke up with very dewy, very soft and supple skin, and I felt like my skin was basically hydrated, overnight. And in this winter time, having very hydrated skin overnight is just perfect. So I love how it hydrated my skin, and so I've been using it more like a sleeping pack. After that one time I tried to do it as a sleeping pack and saw really good results from it. It doesn't really have much of a scent. I mean, it's got a light herbaceous scent like most Grown Alchemist products have, but it's not, it doesn't kind of...
almost a little bit citrusy.
Yeah, it doesn't really...
Maybe that's the pomegranate.
yeah, probably.
So that sounds like Elaine has a bit of a little Key To Radiance there, using this as a sleeping pack as opposed to a mask.
Yeah.
I also used this as a sleeping pack, and Elaine is right, it does leave like a very moisturizing feeling. I'm not the biggest fan of that because I don't quite like having something kind of feeling like it's on my face all night, whereas Elaine kind of loves that. So I'm not sure about using it for that going forward, but again, I think that if you're looking for something to keep your skin really nicely moisturized overnight, it could be a really good option.
So even though it's meant to be used as a wash-off mask in 15 minutes, we've both been using it as a sleeping pack, which may result in different results upon using. But I noticed more firm and supple skin, so I would definitely recommend this product. As you can see, we used a lot of it over the past month. So
I guess you can try it either as a sleeping mask or as just a regular mask for 10 minutes and see which one you like.
Yeah, but definitely these 3 Grown Alchemist products are what we love from the Grown Alchemist line.
Definitely.
Okay, you got any things you'd like to say to the Key To Radiance audience?
It's great to do this gal versus pal with Elaine, and I look forward to doing the next one.
I'm getting someone else to do the next gal versus pal.
Okay. Thank you for having me on this installment of Gal versus Pal, and I look forward to coming on again sometime in the future.
Thank you for watching our first installment of Gal versus Pal, where a guy and a girl share their review of the same product to see how it works for different genders and different skin types. Hopefully you've enjoyed it and found it helpful, and we'll be back with our next one. Happy Valentine's Day!
But this is actually supposed to use as a mask.
I know, yeah. But I love how it feels, so I'm going to go a different...
That sounds good.
No,
it's great to do this gal versus pal. Oh, it was great. I'll start again.
No, it's okay. What did you say? What did you say? I want to tell you something. Can we do like a... let me see. Yep, it's still recording.
Well, it was great to do this gal versus pal, and I look forward to doing another one at some point in the future. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Okay,
Let's just do some sort of code, like you.
I do. And then we can go.
1, and then we start when?
3,
1,
2,
2, 3.
1. Yeah.
Happy Valentine's Day.
You can go on a next gal versus pal like after a couple other.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Happy.
Right, start again. Okay.
All right, Key To Radiance audience, signing off. No, that was weird.